I guess I got to crouch down here. So, hey everybody, I'm gonna make Parmesan chicken and broccoli, roasted broccoli. I tried to do a little bit of prep work so that the video doesn't take so long for you. I have fresh broccoli florets that I've already washed, and I threw them in my salad spinner to get them kind of dry. I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil. I would have put fresh garlic in here, but I'm out, so I'm going to use garlic powder, salt, pepper. You can add whatever kind of spices you like, really. Give it a, should have used a bigger bowl. Give it a good toss, get everything nice and coated. Preheated my oven to 400. Make sure they're nice and spaced out, that way they get crispy. And I'm going to hit them with a little bit more seasoning now that they're on the pan and spread out. You know, I think I might add a little onion powder too. Trying to go slightly low carb here and there, so this is one of those meals. I still eat like shit. I mean, I made like 3 loaves of banana bread the other day, so trying to make up for it. Throw that in the oven. Now, while that's in the oven, I'm gonna get my chicken going. I have 3 chicken breasts, but just gonna show you what I did with them real quick. Start by cutting it in half, like a hamburger, because they're super thick. Don't cut yourself when you're going through the chicken. And then I pound that flat. I'm using a produce bag because I don't want to get splatters all over my kitchen. And it's easy to just toss and throw away. Just beat the shit out of it. Nice and thin, as you can see, nice and thin. Won't take long to cook at all. That's the point, because the Parmesan is gonna get crispy quick, and you want your chicken to cook. This side's basically nothing at this point, but you want your chicken to cook pretty quickly because you don't want to fry your Parmesan. I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash. Set the timer on my oven. Setting the broccoli at 20 minutes, although I can check it in between. Season up your chicken. I'm going salt, pepper, garlic powder. Those are my favorite seasonings. You can kind of do as you want. Don't put too much salt. The Parmesan is fairly salty itself, depending on which kind you use. I mixed mine with a bit of Asiago cheese that I had left over from last week. Right, get these on the plate. So I already did this with 2 other chicken breasts. So I have a total of 6 of them. They're so thin, you'll probably eat 2 of them anyway. I also pre-whisked some egg. I'm going to dip the chicken in the egg, then into the cheese, and then put it in my pan. I might have to do some more cheese. We'll see what happens. And for when they're done, I'm going to have a cookie sheet off to the side so I can set them there and stick them in the oven to keep them warm until the broccoli's done, because I can only do a couple at a time in the pan. Go ahead and get my pan warm with a little bit of olive oil in there. Make sure your cheese sticks. I'll let that sit in there while I get the next one going. I want my pan to get a little warmer. Let me check that, see if it's hot. I think it needs a little bit longer. You can kind of start to hear it sizzling. I would say these take about 4 minutes-ish on each side. Don't want to overcrowd your pan. You do want them to get crispy. Looks like I'm going to need a lot more cheese than I expected. Well, give those a minute, get some more cheese. Let's go for a ride. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall out of this. So you can see it's turning a little white around the edges. And check the other side. See if that Parmesan's... You want your Parmesan to really stick, so don't flip it if they still seem stringy. Just let it keep cooking. In the meantime, I'm going to make another plate with some Parmesan and Asiago. Check these out again so you can see. Not brown enough. Let's mix this cheese up. All right, that's sounding like it's sizzling, smoking a little bit. Sorry, someone was calling my phone. Getting nice and golden brown. You can see the edges of it are getting white. It's starting to cook through. And I'm just over here dipping the chicken in the egg into the cheese. Then I'm setting it aside, waiting for its turn. You can really smell that cheese starting to brown. All right, that is looking good. Still a pretty messed up thought that I'm taking a chicken and I'm bathing it in its babies. And then I'm gonna eat it. I'm going to go ahead and rinse off these tongs. Show a nice close-up. You can see it's golden brown with both sides. I'm just going to give this one more minute on this side to make sure that it's done. Pretty sure the little guy's finished. And I'm going to throw these in the oven to keep them warm. Start cleaning up while I'm waiting for stuff to cook. Every few minutes helps. Since you already know what's going on with this chicken, let's see if I can move this a little closer for you. Can't really angle down anymore. It's as far as I go. Make sure that doesn't fall. Well, sorry about that. I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get for you guys. Sorry. Turn up the heat just a little bit and add a little extra olive oil because my pan's starting to look like it's kind of dry. All right, let that sizzle. And I'm going to get these dishes going. Get these good checked. A little bit longer. Beautiful, crispy brown. Gorgeous. Pull that out. I don't want them to overcook and get dry in there, but I do want to keep them warm. Hey, honey. Smoky? It's not smoky. Oh, I don't have the fan on. Thank you. It'll be done in about 5 minutes. Well, probably a little longer than that, so I can leave it soft. I have some compost to go out if you want to take it at the ground. It's not frozen yet. Oh, I'm still on YouTube Live. The husband is in. Oh, now he disappeared. Say hi.
Hey, YouTube Live. Smells good.
Bet he goes back outside and has to call his ass back in for dinner. Pretty typical. Oh yeah, not supposed to swear. I'm working on that. So for the end, I'm going to top it with a little bit of lemon. Going to make just a slight pan sauce. I'm just squishing up my lemon a little bit so it's easier to juice. Check this chicken. For the sauce at the end, I'm going to use a little chicken broth to deglaze the pan, chicken stock, whatever you have on hand, my lemon, and a little bit of butter. And I have fresh parsley. Take a look at my broccoli. It is looking good. I'm going to flip it around a little bit. Pan is getting hot. Turn it down just a little bit because it is smoking now. Try to use up as much of this cheese as possible. Let's see how that works out on here. If you guys have ever made a grilled cheese with Parmesan coating on the outside, you should give it a try if you haven't. So normally, most people would be done at this point with a couple of chicken breasts. I'm doing a couple more for lunch tomorrow, so sorry you gotta hang out a minute while I finish this up, and then I'll show you how to make the sauce. Oops, these guys are sticking together. I'm going to cheat. I have a little bit of minced garlic in the fridge. I'm going to use that in my sauce too. broccoli is looking awesome. Nice and crispy. I'm gonna go clear off my table. I don't really know what to do during these live videos when shit's just cooking, but be back in a couple minutes. You can just watch it sizzle. That's beautiful. Alright, this is my nice hot pan. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. A little bit quick because I don't want it to burn. Just a splash of chicken stock. Once I get it steamy, get all those good brown bits and that Parmesan from in there. Squeeze my lemon. Try not to get any seeds in it. I'm looking for the seeds to pop them out of the lemon as I do this. Depends on how lemony you want it. I think I'm just going to go with about half of this lemon. It's super juicy. Oop, drop the seed. Go ahead and turn this off. And adding about, I don't know, tablespoon and a half of butter. I'm going to turn it back on because I'm impatient and I want this butter to melt. Hey, Mar. What you doing, boo? You say hi to my kitty cat, Mar. Timer. There's roasted broccoli. Again, the sauce will be amazing on the broccoli too. It's just butter, lemon, garlic. And we'll start with one of the big ones. Big guy and a little guy on the plate. Pour some of my sauce on there. Put some on the broccoli too. And then I'll top it with a little bit of fresh parsley. So bread knows that there's lemon in it. All right. And here we go. It's my lemon Parmesan butter chicken with some roasted broccoli. I'll make this look real pretty on Instagram. And sorry, it took about a half an hour to do that instead of 20 minutes, but I will see you guys next time.